Welcome into Chemecca Community College for Game 3 of 3 between your Bend Elks and the home team, the Marion Berries. Gorgeous evening for baseball, 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. And the Elks are looking to salvage a win after back-to-back one-run losses that were extremely difficult to swallow. Look back to last night, a 2-1 loss to Marion. They out-hit the Berries by 3, but left 11 runners on base and couldn't come up with that timely hit despite a great effort from the pitching staff. Today it's going to be Nate Shikori on the mound for the Marion Berries in their all-white uniforms, taking on this Elks unit and this lineup that reads like this. It's Dimitri Sisidko, his first appearance in the leadoff spot, then Noble Ortega, Richie Klosik, Isaac Pfeiffer, Deuce Sims, Will Goodman playing shortstop and batting sixth, Kevin Fruta, Braden Jones, and Eli Pupo rounding off the lineup. The final throwdown toss from Hudson Flora is complete, and we're just about ready to get underway. Nate Shikori, 6'4", 200-pound righty from Willamette, just here in town. And Dimitri Sisidko will dig in from the right side. So we're happy to have you with us on this Thursday evening, final game in Marion, and then a bus ride to Walla Walla. The first pitch of the ball game is a fastball that misses high, and we get started right on time at 6:45. Sisidko has been swinging a hot bat, the man committed to Coppin State. 1-0. The slider called a strike on the outside corner. Sisidko yesterday was in the bottom of the Elks order. Went 3 for 4 at the dish with 3 singles and gets rewarded with the ability now to hit in the leadoff spot. The 1-1. Slider misses away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ortega after him, then Klosik. No Aiden Tallarico or Mason Elrod tonight, both getting a night off in the final game of 3 in Salem. The wind and the 2-1. Fastball misses down and in tight. 3 balls and 1 strike. Sisidko was at Saddleback College, and what makes him valuable too in the leadoff spot is he provides some speed. Here's the 3-1. Fastball misses in tight, ball 4. Dimitri Sisidko in his debut in the leadoff spot opens up the game with the base on balls. And the Elks have a base runner. Now turning it to Noble Ortega, the two-way man who's playing first base today. Ortega from Clovis, California, went to Fresno CC, now in the portal. First pitch home is popped up. Foul territory just beyond third base. Arujo Wayao sprinting up the line, and it goes over his head and falls foul. A good effort by Alkai Arujo Wayao. Or correction, that's Taryn Carlson. Was used to seeing Arujo Wayao at third from night 1 in this series, but Arujo Wayao now moves to second. That's Carlson over there. Throw over to first to check on Sisidko, who's back with a dive safely. At school, Dimitri Sisidko swiped 21 bases, 42 games. The 0-1 is grounded through the 5-6 hole and through for a base hit. Sisidko is stealing on the pitch. He'll go all the way to third, and the Elks have runners on the corners with nobody out. Noble Ortega on a good old hit and run. Hit it to the opposite field. And Richie Klosik gets a chance to hit with a couple of ducks on the pond. Elks looking to come out today with some energy after the stalwart offensive performance last night. First pitch. Check swing on a slider. He said he went around. Or stagnant, rather. They only pushed across those 2 runs. Richie Klosik out of LMU, the 1-0. Fastball grounded sharply foul up the third baseline. Count runs even. Klosik, 3 runs batted in thus far. Chance for another one, and Nate Shikori on the bump. Working quick. Sasidko on third, Ortega on first. Just underway here in Salem. The 0-2. Slider just a hair outside. Tariq Dunbar did not oblige. It's Dunbar behind the dish and Perry Schofield on the bases. Same crew we saw in game 1. 1-2. Ortega's going to try to swipe second. Slider misses outside, and there's no throw. A stolen base for Noble Ortega. The Elks are running early and often. And now runners on second and third with nobody out. The 2-2 to Klosik. Slider grounded softly to the right side. Fielded by Arujawayao. His only plays at first, and the Elks scores Dimitri Sasidko on the 4-3 put out. Good baseball there. Richie Klosik picks up his 4th run batted in. Moving up to third is Noble Ortega. Now Isaac Pfeiffer. From the right side. First pitch he sees is chopped foul. This is our first look of Isaac Pfeiffer in this series in Salem. Attended Portland last season. Infield still back. The 0-1. Slider dribbled softly up the third baseline and fielded by Carlson in foul territory. Deuce Sims waits on deck, then Will Goodman. In the first 2 games of this series, the Elks were unable to score runs till the 4th and strike first today as the 0-2 misses outside, blocked by Flora. So getting out early can settle in Josh Johnson in his first start as an Elk this summer. 1-2. Slider grounded sharply to Carlson at third. He'll field it deep in the hole. Throw to first on 1 hops in time. But Noble Ortega comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Elks. A pair of RBI groundouts doing a job after Sasidko and Ortega set the table. That is just good baseball. Marion trusting their offense by keeping that infield back. Now Deuce Sims on the first pitch he sees, rips a ball down the first baseline, knocked down by Barney, recovered by Arujawayao, but Sims beats it out on the infield single. A little bit of first pitch swinging from Deuce. A 2-out base runner. Nate Shikori, a 6.78 ERA he had at Willamette in 65 innings. Getting hit around early here. Sims off of first. The pitch home to Goodman is a fastball that misses outside. Had 1 appearance before this back on May 30th. Went 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Already 2 runs allowed here as the first pitch misses up. 2-1. Make that 2-0 on the correction. 2 gone, runner on first is Sims. Shikori's pitch. Fastball misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. 2 hits for the Elks in this inning, but it all started with Dimitri Sasidko, and then timely base running for this unit has put him in a good spot. Here's the 3-0. Fastball gets the green light. Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit. Sims is held at third. Picked up by Berg in center field, and the Elks keep the line moving. How about this first inning? Will Goodman gets the green light with 2 gone and takes advantage. Now Kevin Ferruda with 2 runners on. Shikori looks back at 2, now the pitch. Slider misses down and away. Kevin Ferruda's been the big hit machine. Was quiet yesterday, 0 for 3 with a walk. But back on Tuesday night had a huge swing as the 1-0 is flown into right field, but right at Matthew Major. He'll go back 2 steps, reach up and make the catch. And that will end the inning. Not after, though. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Bend Elks. They strike first here in Salem. To the home half, the debut of Josh Johnson in an Elk uni when we come back. Bottom of the first inning here in Bend. Thanks so much for joining us. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Elks strike first with 2 runs in the first inning. The first time we can say that this week. Josh Johnson on the bump for the Elks. 6 foot, 180-pound righty out of Western Oregon from San Diego. Facing Evan Berg to open up the home half. The wind and the pitch. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Berg, Barney, and Barney, the 2 Barney twins, you'll see at the top of this order. Johnson straight on. 0-1. Fastball line into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit and split the gap. Berg's going to hit first and head to second. Cut off in the gap by Pupo, but a stand-up double for Evan Berg to get things going for the Berries. Jumped on a fastball early in the count. Some foot traffic already. Now bringing up Kyson Barney. We saw the debut of the Barney twins in yesterday's game. Kyson, though, was all the way down in the 7 spot. Went 0 for 3. Johnson peeked back at 2, now the pitch. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Your Elks defense is Sidko, Pupo, and Klosik from left to right in the outfield. Fruta and Goodman on the left side. Jones and Ortega on the right side with Isaac Pfeiffer doing the catching. Evan Berg's had himself a nice series. Had a big RBI last night and opens tonight with a double. 0-1. Slider down and away. Good stop by Pfeiffer. Both the Barney Bros committed to Oregon State in the fall. Not a true freshman incoming talent on the Marion Berries, similar to what they did last year. 1-1. Slider popped up shallow center field. Late jump from the center fielder Pupo. Going out is Jones, the second baseman, and he'll make the catch. 1 out. Braden Jones made a really good play in last night's game in a similar spot. Or make that Friday night. Or Monday night, rather. Tuesday night. Goodness. Where that was the game Aiden Tallarico and Keaton Nadeau lost the ball in the lights. Later in the same frame, Jones went out into shallow right field and made the catch. Now the brother, Cale Barney. Johnson comes home. Fastball misses away. Cale Barney yesterday was in the 3-hole, the same spot he's in right now. Also an 0 for 4 game with 3 flyouts, just getting under baseballs. 6'5", 195 from the left side. Johnson fires. Fastball swung on and missed at the top of the zone. Both from Nolensville. I told this story yesterday, but Kyson, who just batted, 2 minutes older than Cale. So has that one up on him for the rest of their lives. Johnson's 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed at the top of the zone. The same location as the last pitch. It's 1-2. The rest of this Berries lineup after Barney, it's Major, Serrano, Price, then Flora, Carlson, and Arujo Wayao. Slight shift to the pull side for the lefty. 1-2. Fastball popped up on the infield near the shortstop Goodman, who calls it off in the 6-hole and makes the catch. 2 outs. After the leadoff double by Evan Berg, Josh Johnson starting to settle in for the Elks. Berries now need a 2-out hit from Matthew Major. Johnson comes set. Drew the great defender in Major and right. Berg's going to take off for third. Slider misses outside. There's no throw. A heck of a jump, almost a walking lead. But with 2 outs, no harm, no foul, if Johnson keeps attacking the zone. Come set. 1-1. Down and away. It's 2-0. Correction on the scoreboard once more. Major was hit by 2 pitches in yesterday's game. That's been something we've seen a lot too, is a lot of free passes catching flesh. 2-0. Slider also away. Has the open base at first. A 3-0 count with Martin Serrano on deck. Johnson struggled with walks at school this year at Western Oregon. It's 3-0. Fastball outside, ball 4. That's his first walk of the night on cue. Runners now on the corners with 2 outs. Bringing up Martin Serrano. Martin Serrano, the tall lefty from Morgan State. Digs in from the left side. Major's going to take off on the first pitch he sees. Serrano skies a ball deep to left center field. Sisitko and Pupo are going to the wall, and it's gone. How an inning changes in the blink of an eye. Was 1 out away from getting out of it. And instead, it's 3-2 Berries on a 3-run blast from Martin Serrano. Serrano's second home run of the season. That's a tough break from Josh Johnson. He'll be kicking himself. Now Gavin Price. Swung on and missed at the first pitch he sees. Yes, the leadoff doubled Evan Berg, but then a pair of pop-outs. The 2-out walk is what hurts to Matthew Major on 4 pitches. And then Martin Serrano with an impressive swing to left center. 1-0 slider misses a hair down. Price has had himself a good series against the Elks. Reached twice last night. Bat in .294 on the year. 1-1. Fastball misses up and away. And right when you see the Elks gaining some momentum after a good first inning, tough break to then have the Berries punch right back. 2-1 fastball, skied to right center field and deep, but in the park. Pupo ranges to his left, reaches up and makes the catch. And that will end the inning. Martin Serrano, though, taking advantage of a 2-out walk, his second home run of the year, an impressive swing of the bat to left center field. A 3-run bomb. Gives the Berries the lead. It's 3-2 after the first on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Top of the second inning here in Salem. The Berries strike back after a 3-run home run by Martin Serrano, tonight's DH. Elks looking to answer the call. 8, 9, and 1 due up this frame. Jones, Pupo, and Sasidko. Nate Shikori, the pitcher. First pitch fastball misses up and away. Another great night for baseball. It's been a bit chilly up here, but much warmer today, as the 1-0 is swung on and missed by Jones, who is way out in front. The sun is out, but it's supposed to get colder, and you can hear that wind ripping into the mic. That's been a factor. 1-1 changeup, called a strike. Braden Jones, a slick fielding middle infielder, batting .222 and 9 at-bats. 1-2. Changeup misses low. And if you can tell, fitting storylines in between pitches of Nate Shikori feels impossible, because he's working in the blink of an eye. Right back on the rubber after each pitch, and once again ready to go. 1-2. Changeup down and in tight, ball 4. Count on the screen was off, but the second walk given up by Nate Shikori. Well, hold on now. I just went with Braden Jones because the scoreboard was off, but they're sending Braden Jones back. Johnny Kemp is complaining to Derek Dunbar that the pitch hit off the top of Braden Jones's foot. Maybe that's why Jones went down, and Dunbar is telling Kemp to stop, but that is a really weird one again. It was the same assortment. I mean, we obviously have the same crew all 3 games, but Dunbar behind the dish and Schofield on the bases when we had the hit-by-pitch issues in night 1. And in the second, another question arises. The 3-2. Fastball, misses low, ball 4. So all is well. It's a walk anyway. And Jones heads down to first. I'm extra happy because I don't have to take pen off of my scorebook. Highlighted and everything, and it was about to get changed. Unbelievable. But Jones is at first, and now it's Eli Pupo. Shikori's pitch. Pupo squares to bunt, gets it down foul. Was a good crowd last night for these Marion Berries. Almost 1,400, similar to what we see at Genna and Bend. 0-1. Squares to bunt, pulls back, takes a fastball high. Eli Pupo, local product, not in the lineup last night. Back starting today, and a really good defensive center fielder. 1-1, squares around again, gets it down. A drag bunt up the first base line. Flora picks it up, throw to first, in time. Just got Pupo by half a step. But it's a successful sacrifice as Jones moves up to second. That totally, though, was Eli Pupo trying to bunt for a hit, and it almost worked. Believe that's 2-3 on the putout. Catcher to first baseman, Flora to Barney. But now Dmitry Sasidko gets to hit with a runner in scoring position. Chance to tie the game. The pitch home is a slider that's called a strike. Dmitry Sasidko is feeling it. 2 runs batted in this year, but he reached on a walk his last time. This series has been on fire at the plate. Rewarded with the leadoff spot. 0-1. Check swing on a pitch that misses low. He did not go. Was not there opening night in the starting 9, but last night 3 for 4 and a walk to start. On base machine. 1-1. Change up, misses down, and this plate discipline from Dmitry Sasidko, taking a lot of tough pitches right around the strike zone. And it's making the job of Nate Shikori a lot more difficult, having to pick his points and stay on a corner. 2-1. Slider called a strike. Just got the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Ortega waiting on deck, then Richie Klosik. 1 gone, runner in scoring position. Elks trail 3-2. Base hit would tie it up. The 2-2. Slider grounded sharply on 2 hops to the shortstop, Barney. Fields it on the backhand, throw to first. Got Sasidko, and Jones was unable to move up on the play. Not a bad barrel, but right at Kyson Barney, and he fires it to his bro in Cale Barney across the diamond. Now Noble Ortega. Rocking the blue bat from the left side. The pitch home is a changeup that misses down and away, and a good block by Hudson Flora. Brother of Jackson, top 10 MLB prospect. We'll get more into that story later. 2 looks at second. The 1-0. Changeup grounded softly up the middle. Arujo Ayao ranges to his right, fields it there, throws to first, and that will end the inning. The Elks get the leadoff runner on a walk in Braden Jones, but cannot bring him home. Bottom 2 after this, 3-2 Berries on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Bottom two here in Salem. Elks trail 3-2 to the Marion Berries. Flora Carlson and Arujo Wayao do up this inning 7, 8, and 9 against the righty Josh Johnson. Johnson a wind and come home. Fastball spiked 6 feet in front of home plate and skips to the backstop. That just slipped out of Johnson's hand. Hudson Flora got his first start last night as a Marion Berry. Reached once on a walk. Brother of UCSB's Jackson Flora. 1-0. Fastball misses up. Jackson Flora, a filthy arm. Some scouts projected he could go in the top 5. And his brother Hudson just getting started on his collegiate journey. 2-1. Changeup misses low, 3-0. Graduated from Foothill High School in 2026. He's from Pleasanton. And also committed to UCSB. Following the footsteps of his bro when he hears his name called in just about a month. 3-0 fastball, called a strike. This wind is ripping extra tonight. Here up outside on our table, just to the left of the press box. 3-1. Fastball misses low, ball 4. The second walk for the righty Josh Johnson brings up Taryn Carlson. Look back at those numbers from Johnson at school at Western Oregon, an 8.35 ERA and 36 2/3. But what really plagued him was 27 walks to just 20 Ks. Floor off of first. The pitch home. Fastball foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, 0-1. Johnson was with the San Diego Waves in the California Collegiate League the summer prior. Had a 7.88 ERA and a similar issue, a 1.8 whip. And a lot of that was because of walking too many guys. Carlson squares to bunt, the 0-1. Did he attempt at it? They say he didn't. Appeared down to Perry Schofield, but it looked like Taryn Carlson fully attempted to butt at that. Maybe Dunbar and Schofield missed that one. 1-1 to count. Healthy lead off of first by Flora, and they'll throw over just on cue. To check on the catcher. Rarely do you have to worry about a catcher swiping a base, but with that lead, you never know. Johnson, long pause, the 1-1. Carlson squares to bunt again, pulls it back. It's called a strike on the outside corner. Carlson was in there last night in the 9-hole. Only 3 at-bats for these Berries hitters, and they ended up winning the game. The Elks came to the plate a lot more often, but only pushed across a run. 1-2. Slider folds over the inner third, but called a ball. Just a hair off the plate. Carlson still looking for his first hit as a Marion Berry. Another one of those incoming freshmen committed to Washington State. 2-2. Fastball flared, shallow right field, falling fast and down for a base hit. Flora's going to try to go from first to third. The throw in from Klosik's on the money on one hop. They got him! Richie Klosik with a hose from right field, nabbing Hudson Flora. An absolute pearl of a throw. How about that, Richie Klosik? So Carlson reaches on the single, but the 9-5 put out. Risky send by Flora, trying to go from first to third. As the first pitch to Arujo Wayao, misses outside. It looked like it was risky when Klosick first caught it, but it still required a perfect throw, and it simply was. Johnson's 1-0. Fastball skied to right center field. Pupo giving chase. He's under it in deep left center, makes the catch. And retreating to first is Taryn Carlson. 2 gone. Looked like when Klosick threw him out too, hit a little finger gun. Like in an old Western movie, blowing off the smoke. Feeling himself. To the top of the order, Evan Berg, the batter. Evan Berg opened up the Marion AB in the first with a leadoff double. Johnson fires. Slider misses low. Marion Berries entered tonight with the best record in the entire West Coast League, the only team with 4 wins. Winners of 4 straight after dropping the opener here in Salem to Port Angeles last Friday. 1-0. Slider just outside. It's crazy it's only been 5 games. It's felt like we've been in the swing of things for quite some time. Elks started off with the opening weekend sweep over Springfield and then back-to-back 1-run losses. Looking to bounce back on this Thursday night. 2-0. Fastball misses high, and once again, a 3-ball count. Johnson, those showing some flashes of being really good, getting in that zone, just looking to bounce back. Comes home. Fastball misses low, ball 4. The 3rd walk of his outing, the 2nd of the inning. We'll see if that signals anything from Wes Harper. Elks pitching coach. Looks like they'll stay put. Now Kyson Barney, who popped up to Braden Jones in his first at-bat. The pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. That heater has been Johnson's best pitch. He's been blowing it by the opposition, but has had difficult locating the off-speed, in particular that slider. 0-1. Fastball misses down and away. Barney Bros from Nolensville, Tennessee. And both on their way to Oregon State, long way from home. Johnson, peek back at 2, now the 1-1. Slider misses away. Hitters count for Kyson Barney. Also an all-district basketball player and tournament MVP for his high school, the Knights. Both boys 6'5". The 2-1. Change up, foul tipped, and off the turf. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Flora on, Carlson on second, and Berg on first. 2-2 with 2 outs. Johnson's pitch. Fastball, sky to deep left center field with backspin. Pupo's going to the wall. He's looking up, and it's gone. Two straight innings with a 2-out, 3-run home run, and it's 6-2 Berries. It does not get more frustrating than that. Back-breaking. Knocking on the door of getting out of the frame. Cale Barney, now the batter, will take a fastball that misses up. That's Kyson Barney's first home run. As a Marion Berry, a lot of firsts for this Marion squad. The 1-0 is yanked down the right field line, hooking foul. It's 1-1 strike. 6-2 now the score. It's almost as many runs as Marion scored in game 1, and we're only in the second. They had 7 that night in a 7-6 win. Just 2 yesterday. Johnson just looking to get back in that dugout. The 1-1. Slider called a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Slight shift to the pull side with Jones. 1-2. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. First strikeout for Josh Johnson, but not after another 3-run home run, this time courtesy of Kyson Barney. Elks playing catch-up, down 6-2 as we head to the third. Part of the order coming up for the Elks in the top of the third. They trail 6-2 though. Klosick, Pfeiffer, and Sims. 3, 4, and 5. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Elks looking to avoid the sweep. Nate Chikori still going. His first pitch is batted into the ground. To the shortstop, and Barney throws to his brother, Cale Barney, and there's 1 out. Now it's Isaac Pfeiffer as Nate Chikori immediately toes the rubber again and gets ready to go. Pitch. Fastball misses up and in tight. This is game 3 of 9 between the Berries and Elks. They play 2 more full series. Both are going to be at Genna as the 1-0 is grounded to the shortstop, and Barney ranging to his left. Throw to first, 2 outs. Both to Kyson Barney at short. Now it's Deuce Sims coming up, who singled in his first at-bat. 2 outs, nobody on. This inning flying through. First pitch heater misses up and away. But yes, both of those final 2 series between the Berries and the Elks are coming in the second half. Still a lot of stories to tell between these 2 foes as the 1-0's grounded sharply to the first baseman and Barney. He'll go to first. He'll touch the base, and that will end the inning. 3 outs, all Barney. Kyson for 2, Cale for 1 to the bottom half. 6-2. Marion on top. Moving along here in Salem, bottom of the third inning. Matthew Major will start it off for the Berries against the righty Josh Johnson, still going. His pitch is a fastball that misses high. 1-0. The Berries, despite only having 4 hits, have 6 runs because of 2 big blasts from Martin Serrano and Kyson Barney. 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed into the catcher's mitt. Serrano due up this inning, waiting on deck after that big swing in the first. All it takes is just a couple of plays for the Elks to get some momentum back with a lot of game to be played. 1-1 is a heater that misses just off the plate. The Elks tonight have walked 3 batters so far to just 2 for Marion. That heater misses away. Another 3-ball count. And in general, the Elks have walked 22 more batters than Marion entering tonight. That has been a major issue for this Elks staff, even coming off of one of their best performances of the season. 3-1 fastball, swung on and missed, though, at the top. 3-2. On Marion's side, their pitching has been brilliant. That's why they've been so successful. The 3-2 got him swinging. Fastball down and in tight. Going back to last frame, that's now 2 straight strikeouts for Josh Johnson. Martin Serrano will hit with 1 out. First pitch is a fastball that misses low. 6'4", 210-pounder from Pocatello, Idaho. Was with Cowlitz last summer. 1-0. Fastball misses low. If that name sounds familiar, he was in the heart of the order for Cowlitz, and that was a team Bend was really familiar with. Played them 9 times. Had their number for the majority of it. Johnson's 2-0. Slider, check swing. He went around. No appeal from Derek Dunbar. Hit 303 with those Black Bears. Team in Cowlitz that's no longer in the West Coast League. We miss them, though. 2-1. Slider just away. And you'll see a lot of those players that were on Cowlitz, that same recruiting base, will now sprinkle their way into Ridgefield. Both teams owned by the same group and in the same neck of the woods. 3-1 with 1 out. Fastball misses low, ball 4. Another walk for the Elks. That's number 4 for Johnson. Bringing up Gavin Price. Flew out his first time through to Eli Pupo in center. Johnson's pitch is a fastball that skips in. Pfeiffer stopped it just at the base of his feet. Price from right here in Salem goes to, or is committed to, Louisiana Monroe. Just recently graduated. Johnson, long pause from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-0. Fastball misses down and outside. See some arms starting to toss for the Bend Elks in their bullpen. Michael Fitzgerald, the lefty, 6 feet tall from Beaverton, looks like he's getting loose. 2-0. Fastball grounded up the third base line and fair past the dive of Kevin Ferruta. Hitting second and heading to third is Martin Serrano. Cut off before it goes to the corner is Sasidko. But it's a double from Gavin Price, who continues his hot streak over Bend. Runners on second and third now with 1 out. Kevin Ferruta had no chance at a ball that was batted down the line. Gavin Price with that double. Now in the team lead with 3. Hudson Flora will bat. Looks like the Elks are going to keep the infield back. Corners are going to creep in, and Fruta and Ortega. First pitch slider misses up. Serrano at third, Price at second after the double. Johnson laboring out there. 1-0. Fastball grounded foul. And that same path, though, off the bat that the double had. Just goes up the line. Flores, first time through, walked. Bottom of this order, though, has done a good job really setting the table for the top. Hitters 6 through 8 have all reached base in their first AB. 1-1 with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Misses down and outside. Taryn Carlson on deck, then Aukai Arujo-Wayao. 6-2 Berries, bottom 3. Just 1 out and a chance for them to really blow this game open. Two-1. Slider fouled straight back, and it's now 2-2. A timely strikeout here would go a long way for Josh Johnson. Had an up and down start so far tonight. A lot of 2-out hitting for these Marion Berries. Look in from Johnson. The wind and the pitch. Fastball, flared, shallow right center. Pupo and the right fielder and Klosick converge, but it falls in for a base hit. Coming in to score is Martin Serrano. It's an RBI bloop single from Hudson Flora, and it's 7-2 Berries. That signals Wes Harper out to the mound. The entire infield will converge and meet him there. It's been Marion's night more than ever. It's difficult to sweep a baseball team, but the Berries have really come to play and have shown why they are currently the best team in the West Coast League. Looking for win number 5. Couple of pats on the chest of Josh Johnson for all of his infielders. Just looking to pick him up. Taryn Carlson will hit with 1 out. Serrano on second, Price on first. Ground ball would get the Elks out of it. Dancing off a second is Price. It's a double steal. Fastball misses up. Throw down to third. Peruta couldn't see it in the sun. Lays down a late tag, and they didn't get him. Kevin Peruta could not see it in the sunshine. Kind of got knuckled up on a Pfeiffer throw that was a good one and would have got Price if he saw it and laid down the tag initially. But instead, runners on second and third with 1 out. Johnson winds and fires. Fastball lined right back up the middle, past the dive of Jones, and into center for a base hit. Price will score. Flora will stop at third. It's 8-2 Marion. This inning is getting out of hand for the Elks. And Alan Cox is forced to go to the bullpen. A start for Josh Johnson that he'll hope to forget soon. Just 2 1/3, 8 runs allowed on 7 hits. Michael Fitzgerald, the lefty, coming in. Entering in a tough spot. We're back in a few moments on the Bend Elks YouTube. New pitcher in for the Bend Elks. It's the lefty Michael Fitzgerald. Runners on first and third. One gone. Valkai Arujo Wayao. Fitzgerald's pitch. Changeup misses outside. 3 runs in the first for the Berries, 2 in the second, or 3 in the second, 2 in the third. This third inning still open. 8-2 the score. Fitzgerald looking to limit the damage. Comes home. Changeup way out in front. It's 1-1. Michael Fitzgerald, his first appearance with the Bend Elks. From Beaverton, Oregon. Goes to Western Oregon, just like our starter tonight, Josh Johnson. And easy for them to make the trip, with us being in Salem. 1-1. Changeup just outside. Western Oregon and Monmouth. Not too far from here. Still looking for that ground ball. Fitzgerald's 2-1. Big curveball. Fouled off of the catcher and Pfeiffer, who's shaken up. I think it caught a piece of the mask. As Derek Dunbar is going to go out and give him a minute. Looks like he'll thankfully be okay. Valkai Arujo Wayao flew out in his first at-bat. from Mililani, Hawaii. 2-2. Change up, swung on and missed, strike three. Carlson tries to take second, throw down there on one hop is not handled by Jones. It's a stolen base for Taryn Carlson, but the inning is somehow over. I'm unsure what the call is because the tag was not applied. Now it looks like there's a conversation between Barry's third base coach and home plate umpire Derek Dunbar. Once I know what happened, I'll let you know, but I truly don't. It was runners on the corners, swung on and missed, strike three. Throw down to second, trying to nab the stealing Taryn Carlson. He was there safely on a dive, and then they just said the inning was over. I'd guess some sort of interference, maybe on the batter in Alkai Arujo Waiao. Regardless, the Elks are out of the frame. But the Berries get two on an RBI single from Hudson Flora and then one from Taryn Carlson. To the fourth, still rolling on for the Berries is Nate Shikori when we come back. Top of the fourth inning, Elks versus Berries. They trail 8-2. Nate Shikori, the pitcher, to Will Goodman. First pitch fastball misses up. Goodman, Fruta, and Jones against Nate Shikori, who can now be on cruise control with 6 runs of support. 1-0 changeup, called a strike. You know, there's two sides to pitching. Sometimes in these spots it's easier because you have the freedom to throw strikes wherever you want. And sometimes you overthink it. 1-1, slider, big swing and a miss by Will Goodman. To think that the Elks started this game ahead 2-0 in the first does not feel real. 1-2 changeup, popped up sky high, shallow left field. Price moves in a couple steps and makes the one-handed grab. 1 out. They had 2 in the first, 3 total hits. Loads of momentum and confidence in that dugout. And then the Berries entered with 3 in the first on a 3-run bomb from Martin Serrano. This is now Kevin Fruta, who pops one up in foul territory. Out of play. Kevin Fruta, JUCO transfer from Contra Costa. Now in the portal. Flew out his first time. 0-1. Slider called a strike on the outside corner. Nate Shikori just moving along. 0-2. Slider grounded foul. But the back-breaking swings of Martin Serrano, 2-out, 3-run home run. And then in the second inning, another 2-out, 3-run home run. As the 2-strike pitch is grounded on 2 hops to the third baseman in Carlson. He throws across the diamond to Barney for the second out. A nice play by the man at the hot corner. So 2 outs, nobody on for Braden Jones. The Elks haven't had a hit since that first inning. The pitch. Fastball misses outside. Nate Chikori struggled with walks at school, but has been pounding the zone tonight. 1-0 misses down. 30 Ks to 26 walks at Willamette in 65 innings. 2-0. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Jones also in the portal from Tacoma Community College. 2-1. Changeup called a strike at the base of the zone, and with his glove, he's found himself in the starting lineup quite frequently. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. Changeup popped up on the infield. Barney will come in at first and reach up and make the catch. That will end the inning. The Bend Elks offense has been ice cold since the first inning. Bottom 4 when we return, 8-2 Marion. Bottom of the 4th inning here in Salem. Elks trail 8-2 to the Marion Berries in the final game of the series. The Berries took the first 2. Elks looking to avoid the sweep. It's the top of the order to start this inning for the Berries with Evan Berg against the southpaw Fitzgerald, who will throw a curveball on the first pitch. That misses low. Already for the Berries, this is their 3rd time through the order in just the 4th inning. Fitzgerald's 1-0. Fastball called a strike at the top of the zone. Berg has reached twice, a double and a walk. From Kenner, Louisiana, goes to Tulane. 1-1. Heater skips in for a ball. These are tough games to play in on the Bend Elks side. On both sides, frankly, how do you stay engaged when the deficit is this large? Just looking for some highlight moments to maybe turn the page. 2-1. Curveball misses down and in tight. And just a day after the pitching was so good, saw 4 arms on the bump for the Elks. Ty Van, Jabari Simon, Garrett Schmokel, and Jared Robles. Only 2 runs allowed in that game. It has been the polar opposite tonight. 3-1. Changeup swung on and missed at the top of the zone. Berg came out of Louisiana as the 3rd-ranked outfielder and 15th overall prospect. Struggled at Tulane, though. Just 27 games as a freshman. 3-2. Curveball got him swinging. A hammer from Fitzgerald. That's how the 4th inning gets started. Kyson Barney, the batter. Last time through, he had the big swing, the 3-run home run. Back in the 2nd. Fitzgerald comes home. The fastball misses outside. Elks after this one. One more night here in Salem, then wheels up to Walla Walla tomorrow for a weekend series against the Sweets. 1-0. Curveball, cued, up the first baseline. Fitzgerald's going to fall off the mound, field it up the line, throw to first, and he just got Kyson Barney in time. A nice play from the lefty. And there's 2 outs. Cale Barney, after Kyson, will step in, who's 0 for 2. The pitch. Big looping curveball, almost slipped out of the hand of Fitzgerald and misses outside. Walla Walla and the Elks played each other tough last year as well. 1-0. Fastball called a strike at the knees. The Elks play in Marion 3 more times this year than they did a year ago. 9 total times against the Berries. You're going to hear this matchup a lot. Just 6 times last year. 1-1. Curveball fouled right back. And the remaining 6 will come at Gena. Elks were 4-2 against Marion last year, and despite both teams finishing with the same record in the regular season, that was the determining factor why the Elks got the 3 seed and the Berries got the 4. 1-2. Curveball got him swinging. Good inning from Michael Fitzgerald. Strikes out 2. To the 5th. Still 8-2 Berries. Top of the 5th inning. Elks trail 8-2. Pupo, Sisitko, and Ortega 9-1 and 2 due up. First pitch, fastball, misses away. Nate Shikori's night is done, and it was a good one after the 2 spot in the first inning. Went 4 innings and turns it over to Dax Teixeira. 1-0, change-up, called a strike. Teixeira out of Lynn Benton Community College, the 6'5", 205-pound righty we saw on Friday night out of the bullpen. 1-1 change-up, called a strike. Teixeira on Friday went an inning and a third. 1 run allowed, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. Pupo bunted on a sacrifice his first time as the 2-strike pitch misses outside. Man was thrown out at first on a bang-bang play. That's when the Elks had all that momentum. Teixeira's 2-2. Fastball just a hair inside. On the season, Teixeira 3 appearances make this number 4, 3 1/3, a 5.4 ERA with 5 Ks. The 3-2. Fastball just low. Not sure where that missed. Maybe a bit in. The Elks will take it, though. Eli Pupo, a leadoff base runner. They now turns that table to the top with Dmitry Sisitko. We'll throw over to check on the runner and Eli Pupo, who's back with a dive. Eli Pupo, he's got speed. His time is called. Pitch clock violation, maybe? I'm not sure. No signal on the scoreboard. Yes, a pitch clock violation on Dmitry Sisitko for not engaging in time. Teixeira's 0-1. Runs in tight. It almost hit Sisitko. Just missed. At Pupo's speed on first. He's got 2 stolen bases this summer already. Teixeira will step off and recollect. And now time is called again. Derek Dunbar and Perry Schofield are going to meet just in front of the mound and have a chat. And it's a balk. A balk called on Dax Teixeira as Eli Pupo will move from first to second. And now, after that on cue, Tucker Brack, the head coach for the Berries, will walk out and have a chat with Derek Dunbar. Didn't pick up anything in live time that looked like a balk, but it could have just had to do with that faulty step-off. So base hit for Sisitko would bring in a run. Pupo on second. Healthy lead off there. Teixeira's pitch. Fastball just misses high. Sisitko will always be good for a solid at-bat. Went to Jay Serra from the Juan Capistrano Valley in California. 2-1. Just outside on a fastball. And after the walk to Eli Pupo, another 3-ball count to Dmitry Sisitko. The last thing Dax Teixeira wants to do is give the Elks some free rallies with walks. That's how you get in trouble with a 6-run lead. 2 looks at 2. Now the 3-0. Fastball, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Dmitry Sisitko. Back-to-back walks give the Elks a couple of base runners with nobody out. As Alan Cox will take the gear from Sisitko at first. A changeup from the Elks coaching staff. Wes Harper's been over there in games 1 and 2 of this series, but Alan Cox, the manager of the Elks, the first base coach tonight. Noble Ortega will hit. Teixeira's pitch. Fastball down and in tight. these Elks are getting to a spot where they're able to just zero in on one pitch and one location because of Dax Teixeira's inability to find the zone. The 1-0. Changeup popped up behind home plate, trailing out of play, and a souvenir into the 5th row of the Berry crowd. Ortega had a huge hit yesterday. Got the start, was in the 5-hole as the designated hitter. Ripped a double into right center field that brought in a run. The second was cut down at home on a perfect relay. Teixeira delivers. Fastball popped up near home plate. The catcher is calling it, and Hudson Flora, he makes the catch in foul territory, and there's one out. Just as good as a strikeout as Noble Ortega got under it. Now it's Richie Klosik. Teixeira's pitch. Pupo's going to try to swipe third. It's a double steal as Sidco goes on the back end, and no throw. Good base running as Dax Teixeira forgot about the runners, and now a base hit would bring in 2. The 1-0. Klosik takes down. Richie Klosik had a run batted in the first inning of this game on a ground out. In a situation similar to this with the infield back, runner on third, less than 2 outs, just put a ball in play. 2-0. Heater misses in tight. Isaac Pfeiffer, the cleanup hitter, on deck. The best chance the Elks have had since that opening frame. Teixeira's 3-0. Grounded on a green light to the third baseman in Carlson. He goes to first on the throw in time. Pupo comes in to score, and it's 8-3. That is perplexing, just to be frank, that trailing by 6 runs, a hitter in that spot would have a green light and swing. You're looking for rallies and momentum and to string together consecutive base runners, and that just negated everything. I know the run comes in. Sidco on third. Pfeiffer swings at the first pitch and chops it foul. And based on Johnny Kemp, the third base coach's reaction, it looked like he did not want him to swing, like a sign was put on for a take there. I think that was all Klosik. Sidco dancing off a second. Teixeira's forced to step off, and Sidco dives back. No throw. Isaac Pfeiffer this time through. No batting gloves from the right side. 0-1. Fastball misses up and in tight. Pops out of the glove of Flora, but right at his feet. Pfeiffer, another one of the hitters in the first inning with an RBI ground out. Sidco still dancing. The 1-1. Fastball misses up. Elks with 1 in here in the top of the 5th. 8-3 the score, but need more. 2-1 with 2 outs. The delivery home is a fly ball to left field. Price going back. He reaches up and makes the catch. And that will end the inning. The Elks had some momentum. But man, the 3-0 green light with just 1 out. It negated it. The Elks do get a run in though. To the home half of the 5th. Ben still trails by 5. Fitzgerald still going for the Bend Elks here in the bottom of the 5th. He'll face Matthew Major, then Serrano and Gavin Price. His pitch home is a changeup that floats in for a strike. 8-3, Berries on top. That last inning, the 4th frame, was the first where they didn't score tonight. Credit to Michael Fitzgerald. 0-1, popped up, foul territory, up the first base line. Ortega sprinting down there, but it falls over his head. Got some confirmation from people sitting down there near the Bend Elks dugout that was in fact Johnny Kemp yelling at the team to stop swinging 3-0. That's what it felt like in the moment. Michael Fitzgerald's been good, though, weathering this storm. Majors 0 for 1. The 0-2. Changeup just a hair away. Matthew Major with some pop in the bat, but what's really shined this series has been his glove. The pitch. Grounded to Ferruta at third. He kicked it. Reaching base safely at first is Matthew Major. This is going to be an E5 on a ball that Kevin Ferruta had to play. It would have been a tough play. They're going to give him a hit. That's the home book. It feels like maybe generous. Yes, it would have been not the easiest play in the world, but Kevin Ferruta, if you ask him, he probably would have said, I should have had it. Ranging to his left, just booted it, and then they had none chance. Now Martin Serrano, left on left with Fitzgerald. A pitch. Curveball, called a strike. Martin Serrano had the big swing in the first inning, the 3 RBI home run with 2 outs that has gotten this Berry barrage offensively going. 0-1. Curveball fouled away near the cars, just beyond the stands. Not as big of a crowd tonight. Last night was Lego night here in Salem, so that's why had almost 1,400. A popular giveaway. Major off of first. 0-2. Major's going to take off. Curveball fouled straight back. He'll have to trot on back. Serrano then, his last time through, reached on a base on balls. Beaming sunshine, setting just beyond us. 0-2 once more. Fastball skips in, stopped by Pfeiffer at his feet. Bullpen for the Elks is quiet. They're hoping for some length out of Michael Fitzgerald. Major off of first has speed. He goes again, the 1-2. Curveball misses low. Picked up out of the turf by Pfeiffer. Throw down to second, not in time. And Matthew Major steals second. His 5th stolen base of the summer already. Him and Sawyer Nelson leading the way on the paths for the Berries. Still 2 strikes, but now a runner in scoring position. Dancing off a second is Major. The 2-2. Changeup misses low. And Sawyer Nelson, the teammate of Matthew Major, has been so good at stealing bases, he finds himself at second in the entire West Coast League. Only behind Aiden Gebhard with the Springfield Drifters, who we saw steal a ton in the opening weekend at Gannett. 3-2. Curveball popped up just to the left of me up here in the booth, and foul. Serrano continues to battle, making Fitzgerald work. Long look in this time to Isaac Pfeiffer. Strikeout will go a long way for some confidence. But they'll throw over to second as Will Goodman wasn't anticipating it. Was almost blinded in the sun, but still caught it. Back to second is Matthew Major. Now Goodman and Fitzgerald are going to talk. I would guess that this conversation is probably Goodman saying, "Don't do that again because I can't see it with this sunshine." Goodman's got the shades on despite it being 8:18 p.m. That kind of tells you all you need to know. Dancing off a second is Major. Big, big lead. Fitzgerald comes home. Fastball roped into left center field. It's going to split the gap. Getting the wave around third is Matthew Major. He will score. The throw goes into second. The fourth RBI of the night from Martin Serrano makes it 9-3 Berries. The rough night for the Bend Elks rolls on here in the series finale. Martin Serrano's had the Elks number. Now it's Gavin Price. The pitch. Fastball popped up and out of play. That hit something. A loud, thunderous sound. I don't know if it was a car or we're hoping maybe a garbage can, but that did not sound good at all. 0-1 to Gavin Price. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Mentioned earlier how Fitzgerald, similar to Josh Johnson from Western Oregon where he pitches. Had a 5 ERA there and a 14 ERA. Got hit around a bit. 0-2 to Price, who doubled last time. Fouls it right back. Gavin Price this series has seen the starting lineup in each of the 3 games. He has 5 total hits. It has been an impressive 3-game stretch from Gavin Price, who has enjoyed playing against Bend. 0-2. Curveball fouled away. And Fitzgerald in particular is really struggling with getting hitters out. He's getting close. These 2-strike counts, but he just can't finish the job. Dancing off of first is Serrano. 0-2. Changeup outside. And with that, a lot going through the head, looking to get back into the strike zone. The Berries have taken advantage of Fitzgerald on the bases, dancing off, making his job more difficult. And Serrano's doing the same here. The 1-2 and no outs. Changeup misses low, kicks off the shin guard of Pfeiffer to his right. Serrano moves up to second. Big turn, but will hold pat there. Another runner now in scoring position for the Berries. Just 1 start in 4 games for Louisiana Monroe for Gavin Price. But was 2 for 7 in those spots. Looking for an increased role. Next year as a sophomore, if he keeps doing his thing, he'll get that. 2-2. Changeup down and away. An 0-2 count has turned into a 3-2 count. Michael Fitzgerald losing him. Extra long look in as Fitzgerald comes set from the third base side of the rubber. His 3-2. Change up outside, ball 4. Gavin Price continues to get on base. Runners now on first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th with already 1 run in after the RBI by Martin Serrano. This is Hudson Flora. You wonder if the Berries now try to blow it open even more by bunting a ball. They don't. Curveball misses low on the first pitch. A lot of trust in the young bat of Hudson Flora, who has not only shown flashes behind the dish, but with the bat. Peek back at 2, now the 1-0. Big curveball called a strike. Part of the old tournament team on the area code circuit, was the 2026 EBAL Player of the Year and first team, dominating at Foothill in Pleasanton. 1-1. Fastball grounded to the first baseman in Ortega. He goes to second for 1. Goodman had to keep his foot on the bag. Became a first baseman stretching to his right. They get the force out on the 3-6 put out. Moving up to third is Martin Serrano, and safe at first is Hudson Flora. So we're calling it a 3-6 fielder's choice. Now it's Taryn Carlson. 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of singles and had an RBI single in the 3rd. Fitzgerald comes home. And they got a man picked off in between first and second, but Ortega throws it away. Serrano's going to come in and score, and it's 10-3 Berries. What was already bad has gotten much worse. Hudson Flora went on first move from Michael Fitzgerald and got caught up in between first and second. Ortega made a risky throw to try to get him. It was a late throw, and it went into left field, allowing for Serrano to score from third. So now there's a runner on second with 1 out. But another run in. First pitch to Taryn Carlson misses outside. The first error tonight for the Elks on Noble Ortega. It's hard to fault him. I mean, you're just looking for some momentum, trying to make a play. 1-0, called a strike. It's now 1-1. Now a new arm tossing in the Elks bullpen. It looks like Braven Nason. 1-1 with 1 out. Off a second is Flora. The pitch is a changeup that misses low. Carlson from Kennewick, Washington. Staying in state, going to Washington State. First team All Mid-Columbia Conference as a shortstop. Long pause, 3 looks at second. Now the 2-1 curveball misses low. Good block by Pfeiffer. That will hold Hudson Flora at second. Fitzgerald just looking to battle this game that has already lasted quite some time, just in the bottom of the 5th, and really slipping away for Bend. The 3-1. Grounded to the shortstop and Goodman. He'll field it there. Throw to first in time. Moving up to third is Flora. Goodman didn't have enough time to look him back and throw it there. 2 outs. With a runner 90 feet away from scoring. Alkai Arujo Waiao will be the batter, who's 0 for 2. He had a major hit in night 1 of this series that was a big reason why the Berries took that game. First pitch home is a fastball fouled away to the right side and out of play. It's crazy how early in a season the storyline and the dialogue around a team can change. The Elks were 3-0 entering this series and were moments away from being undefeated if it wasn't for a hit by pitch being called a foul ball as the 0-1 curveball misses outside. And now they're a few frames away, barring a big comeback, from being 500. The 1-1 with 2 outs to Arujo Waiao, and he hits a ball deep to left field. Sasidko's going back to the track, to the wall, leaps at the wall, and makes the catch. Dimitri Sasidko takes away extra bases from Arujo Waiao. And that's how the 5th inning will end. Could that be the spark? The Elks looking for anything to cling on to. 2 runs in for the Berries. To the 6th. It's 10-3 Marion. Top of the 6th inning here in Salem. Elks trail 10-3. Sims, Goodman, and Ferruda due up against the new arm in Jake Dodge, the Cowboy. He'll come home and flip in a looping eephus curveball that nabs the bottom of the zone. Jake Dodge, a two-way guy that played for the Elks a couple of games 2 years ago. 0-1, back to that looping curveball that misses high and in tight. He's primarily a position player, but they get him out on the mound, and he'll command. You won't see a lot of velo. 1-1 is well up and in tight to Sims. Played 17 games for MSU Denver in 2026, was 3 for 20 with a homer. Fastball, cued foul up the third base line, and picked up there by Carlson. 2-2. So they call him the Cowboy, but on the notes it also says he's nicknamed Big Haas. Or maybe that's his father. Pardon. 2-strike pitch, misses down and in tight. So he's nicknamed the Cowboy and his father's nicknamed Big Haas. I want to know what the mom's is. 2-strike pitch, misses in tight, ball 4. Deuce Sims reaches base for his second time tonight. Now it's Will Goodman. Time is called, saying Jake Dodge didn't engage in time. Maybe just a warning there. Looks like no pitch clock violation was called, but we'll go again now. Pitch to Goodman. Fastball misses low. Will Goodman's 1 for 2 after a single in the first inning that feels like ages ago. Jake Dodge threw an inning last night. No runs, no hits, and struck out 2. 1-0 pitch trails outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Just needs some base runners. Maybe it all started with the leadoff walk. 2-0 changeup outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Johnny Kemp, as he saw the 3-ball count, just smirked into the dugout. Probably just hoping that Goodman doesn't swing. And before the pitch, another balk. The second balk on the Marion Berries. The first came against Dax Teixeira. And now this one on Jake Dodge. Sims moves up to second. So 3-0 with a runner in scoring position. Dodge's pitch. Does get the green light and rips one into center field for a base hit. Sims is going to get the wave around third. The throw in from the center fielder and Berg goes to the cutoff man. Safe at home. And then Goodman on the back end is safe at second on a bang-bang play. It was cut off by Barney on the low backhander. He threw to the covering Arujo Wayao at second, and it wasn't in time. 10-4 the score. Will Goodman with a good barrel, but I'm sure that made John Kemp's heart skip a beat because he swung on the 3-0 count. Now Kevin Ferruta will take a ball low. But the Elks, the first run that they've scored, or the first 2 runs they've scored since the first, came back in last inning and now in the 6th. This fastball misses up. 2-0. Jake Dodge getting behind these batters. Ferruta's 0 for 2. Fastball is skied on the 2-0. Deep to center field. Berg's giving chase all the way back to the track, and it one-hops the wall. Goodman's going to get the wave around third. The cutoff goes to Barney. His throw to the plate on one hop. The tag in time. A risky send from Johnny Kemp. And Kevin Ferruta is thrown out at the plate. Johnny Kemp doesn't believe that Will Goodman had a lane to slide at the plate. Ferruta crushes another double. He's been on one with those. A team-leading 3. I'm sure Johnny Kemp's kicking himself too because you just want as many base runners as possible here. Ferruta on second with 1 out. Now it's Braden Jones. Would be runners on second and third with no outs. 1-0 to Jones is a fastball. The miss is in tight. Jones walked in the second and popped out in the 4th. 2-0 heater called a strike at the belt. How about it from Kevin Ferruta, though, when you're looking for positives? He has been awesome. Breaking ball misses high. And that was a barrel that was scorched. Berg was playing him in and couldn't get there as it sailed over his head. 2-1 to Jones. That cutter, you could call it, called a strike on the outer third. It started with the walk to do Sims, then an RBI single from Will Goodman. Then a double to Kevin Ferruta as the 3-2 misses ball 4. The second walk for Jake Dodge, who the way he pitches is really like a position player, just going out there and letting it eat, wasting no time. And with that, time is called as pitching coach Lindsey McGarger will head out and chat with Dodge. Much different outing thus far for the Cowboy. The one out that he recorded was on the perfect relay strike. 8-6-2 on the putout. Get in Will Goodman at the plate. Mound meeting now broken up. And Eli Pupo will step in from the left side. We're in the top of the 6th. One out. Runners on first and second. 10-4, Barry still on top. But you're one swing away from getting the Elks back in it. First pitch fastball misses down and away. You never count yourself out of a summer collegiate baseball game. They're so topsy-turvy. 1-0. Fastball grounded softly to the shortstop, and Barney flips to second for one. Throw to first. In and out of the glove of Barney. He couldn't catch it, and it keeps the Elks inning alive. That is a huge break for Bend, as it looked like Pupo grounded into a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play. But the throw from Araujo Wayao to Barney popped in and out of the lefty mitt. So it's just a 6-4 fielder's choice. And to the top of the order with Dmitry Sasidko. Runners on the corners. It's Ferruda at third and Pupo at first. Time is called by Derek Dunbar. Look like maybe to tell somebody to stop chirping. Sasidko's walked twice. Fastball misses in tight. Consistently working a good at-bat is Dmitry Sasidko. 2 runs batted in on the year. Another spot here looking for a big 2-out hit. 1-0 fastball chopped off himself in the box. You're looking for base hits to get back in it, but with how speedy Eli Pupo is at first, you might think about sending him. Would be tough, though, getting a jump off the lefty Jake Dodge. 1-1, they throw over right on cue. Pupo's back safely. Sasidko from the bottom of the order to the top tonight. 1-1. Fastball, flared, shallow center field. Berg coming in on a dead sprint, and he makes the catch to end the inning. The Elks get one, but Will Goodman got thrown out at the plate on a Kevin Ferruda double. And from that moment on, the Elks couldn't get more. 10-4, bottom 6 when we return on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Bottom of the 6th inning as we roll on in Game 3 of this series. Marion on top, 10-4 over the Bend Elks. Berg, Barney, and Barney do up this frame. Nason's pitch. Changeup misses down and outside on a ball. Braven Nason from Skagit Valley College. 2 innings with the Elks, a 4.5 ERA with a couple of strikeouts. 1-0. Fastball misses low. Evan Berg, a double, a walk, and a strikeout tonight. Been a key contributor to the top of this Berries lineup. Nason's 2-0. Called a strike just at the knees. Nason had 6 appearances at Skagit Valley, just 7 1/3, and 11 ERA with 5 strikeouts. 2-1. Called a strike, it's 2-2. Here it comes. Grounded softly to Jones at second. He'll throw to first. 1 out. Now Kyson Barney with 1 gone in the frame. More on Braven Nason from Bellingham, Washington. We were up in Bellingham last year, taking on the Bells. 5'11", 150-pounder. That was a while ago. Nason now more filled out and taller too, I'd guess. Curveball misses down. Listed as an outfielder as well as a right-handed pitcher coming up, and now just a pitcher. 1-0. Lined into left field and down for a base hit. Kyson Barney has his 2nd hit of the night. And that one might have been hit even harder than the home run. Absolutely demolished off the bat. Berries have a 6th inning base runner. Bringing up his brother, Cale Barney, from the left-handed side of the box. Elks looking for a double play. First pitch is swung on and missed on a fastball in the outside corner. The Barney Bros, maybe the next new brother tandem that ends up succeeding at every level of baseball. 0-1. Misses low. Talked about it a bit, but the family lineage in sports is real. Rarely do you see 2 brothers on the same team playing baseball, but that lineage throughout families really exists. 1 strike pitch misses down and in. Good block by Pfeiffer, trickling up the first base line, but he gets it and holds Kyson Barney at first. Think about the Naylor Bros, 2 that Alan Cox was able to coach. They've never played on the same team together, though. 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Well, they did with Cleveland. That was the example I'm thinking of. But now Josh Naylor in Seattle with the Mariners. Bo still in Cleveland. 2-2. Lined into center field, falling fast. It's caught by the center fielder Pupo. Stealing on the pitch was Barney. Throw goes all the way to first, and they can't double him up as Barney slides back in. A good play by Eli Pupo. Kyson Barney was off on the pitch. Caught by Pupo. He fired it back into first, but not in time to get Kyson Barney hustling back. So it's now Matthew Major from the right side. Nason comes home. Goes to the curveball. A good one on the inner third. Major singled his last time and stole a base. 0-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Runner goes, fastball misses inside, goes to the backstop. But this will still be a stolen base for Kyson Barney. And a runner in scoring position for the Berries. Nason looking to work out of this jam. Pitch home. Heater just outside. 2 balls and 1 strike now. And for Kyson Barney, that's stolen base number 1. 2-1 to Major. Curveball swung on and missed. A hearty hack and a miss by Matthew Major. Nason moves it to 2-2. Major, 2 runs batted in this year. Nason fires. Popped up. Foul territory and out of play. Do the 2-2 again. A loud hit over there down the right field line. Not sure what it connected with. On second is Barney after the stolen base. 2-2 with 2 outs. Fastball in tight and it hit him. Plunked Matthew Major. Braven Nason lets Major get away from him even with 2 strikes. And the inning rolls on. Bringing up Martin Serrano, leading the team in runs batted in. The former Cowlitz Black Bear has been incredible for the Berries. He had 6 runs batted in coming into tonight. So you add on the 4 tonight, now already at 10. And that will be towards the top of the entire West Coast League. Had a 3-run home run in the first and an RBI single in the 5th. His big game before tonight came back on May 30th against Port Angeles. He had 5 runs batted in that game alone. Nason's pitch is fouled off the glove of Pfeiffer, just behind home plate. Tall frame from the left side. Elks are obviously familiar with him, but so far this year, unable to get him out. 0-1 is called a strike at the top of the zone, 0-2. Toronto was at Oregon State, but this last season spent at Iowa Western atop JUCO. 0-2. Fastball misses up and away, and there Serrano hit .336 with 9 homers and 33 runs batted in. So coming into this summer in Marion with a whole lot of confidence. 1-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on. 10-4 Berries, bottom 6. Nason's pitch. Ground ball, foul, up the first base line, and we'll do it again. Nason started off this frame with a couple of quick outs, and then the hit by pitch has kept this frame going. Here it comes. Fastball up and away. It's 2-2. Was a hard hit single to Kyson Barney, and then Major was hit by a pitch. Now being forced to go through Serrano. Comes home. Fastball lined to the second baseman, and Jones fields it deep in the hole on one hop, throw to first, and that will end the inning. A good play on the backhand by Braden Jones to get Braven Nason out of the frame unscathed. There's only been 2 innings tonight where the Berries haven't scored a run. Inning number 4, and now the 6th. Good on Braven Nason to the 7th. Elks trail by 6 on the Bend Elks YouTube channel. Top of the 7th inning, Elks trail 10-4. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth, looking for a comeback. Ortega, Klosick, and Pfeiffer due up this inning against the new arm Daniel Camus, the righty. Camus will wind and come home. First pitch fastball, called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. This is Daniel Camus' first appearance with the Springfield Drifters. Out of Cal Poly. 0-1. Ground ball softly up the first baseline, fielded by Barney, will flip to the cover in Camus, and there's one out. So Daniel Camus must have redshirted this year at Cal Poly because, as you all know, they're right now in the Super Regional. Class of 2025 with just a true freshman. Now Richie Klosick. Take a breaking ball. Called a strike. So some early work on his summer campaign to potentially join a force that could be on their way to Omaha. Great program over there. 0-1. Runs outside. They have been consistently good for quite some time, led by Larry Lee, father of Brooks Lee, who's now a big leaguer. 1-1. Fastball misses. No, called a strike. It popped out of the catcher's glove on a pitch at the knees. It's one you usually don't get rewarded for. Late call by Derek Dunbar says yes. Cal Poly, though, gets a crack at Omaha starting on Friday at 9 a.m. against West Virginia. 1-2. Foul back. But Larry Lee getting some more thunder here with Daniel Camus and that program being able to keep his son home and coach him up to go to the bigs. It's been really impressive. Long time there. Been in that position Larry Lee has since 2003. 1-2. Got him swinging. Fanned and missed on a breaking ball way out in front. Camus got a strikeout. So 2 gone for Isaac Pfeiffer. Wind picking up as this night goes on. It's cold up here. Check swing on the first pitch. Pfeiffer sees he went around. Pfeiffer's 0 for 3, but had an RBI ground out back in the first. Elks were up 2-0 in this game and now trail 10-4. 0-1 to Pfeiffer. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. And Daniel Camus, in his first outing with the Marion Berries, has come in and pounded the strike zone. Soft ground out by Noble Ortega, the strikeout to Klosick, and now 2 strikes on Isaac Pfeiffer. Wind and the pitch. Misses. Down and in tight for a ball. Isaac Pfeiffer out of the University of Portland, looking for some playing time this summer to get things back on track. 1-2 curveball, grounded softly to the third baseman in his natural position in Carlson. Will throw to first, and that will end the inning. Stretch time here in Salem. Elks go down in order. They trail 10-4 on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Fans have stretched, and we're back here in Salem. Bottom of the 7th, 10-4 Marion. New pitcher for the Elks. It's the southpaw, Keithan Vaquera. Face Gavin Price. First pitch home is a fastball that's fouled away, 0-1. Keithan Vaquera, the young lefty who we haven't seen since May 31st, where he went 1 inning in relief, struck out 3 and walked 3. 0-1 changeup, just a hair away. Wanted that strike call. Vaquera was a freshman this last year at Long Beach CC. 1-1. Fastball's crushed deep into center field, but Pupo was playing him deep, and he'll reach up to make the catch. 1 out. That's a good scout on Gavin Price, who's done a really good job this series against the Elks. And Keithan Vaquera starts off the 7th with an out. Now Hudson Flora. Vaquera goes to a breaking ball that misses up. Fastball lined into left field. Sidko's coming in and he dropped it. It goes past the glove into left field. Flora will round first and head to second. An error on Dimitri Sidko. Maybe the wind was playing tricks on that low line drive. But the second error of the night for the Elks. This wind now really starting to rip at our backs. Chilliest night of the week here in Marion. This is now Taryn Carlson. Vaquera's pitch. Swung on and missed. Down and in tight. Stopped by Pfeiffer. No recorded stats for Keithan Vaquera this past season, but at Long Beach CC in the 24-25 year at 10.45 ERA and 10 1/3. 8 Ks to 8 walks, and that's identical to his strikeout to walk ratio here in Bend. 0-1. Misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. This last summer was in the Western Canadian League. Pitched for Brooks, the Brooks Bombers. A 12 ERA there and 9 2/3. 1-1. Curveball crushed down the left field line and foul. That was a screamer. Whizzing by the ear of the third base coach. Seven Ks to 9 walks last summer and a whip of 2.7. So Vaquera really got hit around, but that natural stuff is absolutely there. You see it on the fastball with a lot of velo. 1-2, 1 out. Time is called. And Derek Dunbar, just in front of home plate, is looking down at his scorecard and marking something up. I'm not too sure what that is with no change. Jake Dodge will run some baseballs out to him as well. Runner on second is Flora after the Sidko error. 1-2 curveball, grounded, foul just off the netting of the Elks dugout, and we'll do it again. Ten hits for the Berries to just 5 for the Elks. Pitch. Fastball popped up sky high to right field, right at Richie Klosik. He'll come in, make the catch. Flora will bluff the tag as the throw goes all the way to third, goes by Ferruda, but a great job by Keithan Vaquera backing it up as he nabs it, so Flora cannot move up an extra base. That is textbook baseball. Alkai Arujo Wayao will be the batter with 2 gone. 0 for 3, a pair of flyouts and a strikeout. Time is now called. Isaac Pfeiffer will jog on out to have a chat with Keith and Vaquera, maybe something to do with signs. Tariq Dunbar is going to break up the meeting immediately. That's peculiar. Maybe it has to do with the situation. I've never seen an umpire follow a catcher all the way out to the mound, essentially not allowing a meeting to happen. Arujo Wayao with big swings on Friday night, but has been quiet thus far. Curveball, grounded, softly up the middle. Jones comes in at second, fields it, throws to first in time, and that will end the inning. Back-to-back innings with a 0 for the Bend Elks. They still trail 10-4 as we head to the 8th on the Bend Elks YouTube page. Top of the 8th inning, Elks trail 10-4. Aiden O'Neill up here in the broadcast booth. Thanks so much for joining us on this chilly night. Outside, wind at our backs. It's ripping, probably 25 miles per hour directly in the back. First pitch to Sims, called a strike. But would make it all feel so much better would be an Elks comeback. You never know. Camus still working. The 0-1 changeup is called a strike at the knees. Sims has reached twice, a single in the first, a walk in the 6th. Going to Midway next season, the power hitting lefty. 0-2. Misses low. Deuce Sims has been part of this for quite some time. Last year with the Elks for a bit and the Bucks, who are the lower affiliate that have since been discontinued in Bend. Camus 1-2. Big curveball got Sims swinging. One out in the 8th. See if Alan Cox decides to maybe go to the bench as it gets late. First pitch to Goodman is a slider that misses outside, and all week long, Tuesday through this Thursday, you've probably heard the wind on this broadcast, just battering the mic. Can probably picture in your head what it feels like as the 1-0's fouled back. But after this one, the Elks will be wheels up, but not getting on a plane. Wheels down to Walla Walla tomorrow morning for a 3-game weekend set. 1-1 curveball misses low. Will Goodman had a nice swing in the 6th. RBI single. That was when the Elks scored last as the 2-1 misses high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Majority of the Elks dugout in their hoodies. Through 1. Fastball misses low, ball 4. Will Goodman has reached 3 times tonight. Elks shortstop having himself a good game. Now time for Kevin Ferruta. Since entering, the righty in relief, and Daniel Camus has been good, attacking the strike zone. Now has to deal with the base runner. Long pause. Pitch to Ferruta is a breaking ball that's skied into shallow right center field. Berg's coming in. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out to Ferruta, and there's 2 gone. And it'll be Braden Jones, who's walked a pair. Elks offense has just been stagnant all series long, really. The pitch. Swung on and missed. In game 1, the Elks only had 5 hits. Last night, 6 hits. And tonight, 5 hits again. It's tough to win baseball games with a lack thereof of offense. 0-1. Ball misses low. Kicks off of Flora, but not far enough away for Goodman to go. And granted, tonight, it was the pitching that got the Elks behind the 8 ball, allowing 8 runs in the first 3 innings. But the offense hasn't been swinging it like it was in the opening weekend, as the 1-1 is sprayed foul just above the netting. And it makes you wonder, are the road struggles from just a season ago carrying over to 2026? You hope not, but the Elks were just 10-18 on the road a season ago and are on the brink of being 0-3 to start this campaign. Goodman off of first. 1-2. Camus' slider misses just a bit high. And last season, the Elks didn't win a road series until their 3rd try. Took losing 1 at Springfield, getting swept at Bellingham, to then finally get over the hump at Ridgefield in that 3rd series. 2-2 to Jones. Misses outside on the slider. And an action pitch. 3-2 with 2 outs coming up. Pupo waiting on deck, then the top of the order. Big overshift for the lefty. Second baseman playing in shallow right. The 3-2 changeup misses outside, ball 4. And 2 walks this inning have given the Elks a rally. for Eli Pupo. Eight walks tonight for the Marion Berries as a staff. That is the sole reason, despite the Elks' lack of offense, why they're in a spot where one big swing could change something. Camus, extra deliberate, comes home to Pupo, and a fastball misses down. Berry's bullpen is stirring with a southpaw. Still Camus inning. That lefty probably targeted Noble Ortega if this inning gets there, with Sasidko on deck and Ortega in the hole. 1-0, 2 outs, 10-4 the score, top 8, runners on first and second. For Pupo, who's 0 for 2. Camus' pitch. Change up, just a bit low. Already 2 walks this inning, and Camus gifting the Elks another hitter's count. Pupo can sit on 1 pitch to crush. Here it comes. Fastball popped up, out of play, down the third baseline, and foul. Approaching 9:20 p.m. local time. The final game of 3 between the Elks and the Berries. Two 2-1. Fastball misses outside. It's 3-1. Yes, the Elks are down 6, but if you can just maybe cut that deficit in half this inning and give yourself a fighting chance in the 9th, you never know. Camus delivers the 3-1. Walked him, ball 4. 3 walks this inning have loaded the bases for the Bend Elks. And Dmitry Sasidko gets to hit with 3 ducks on the pond. This is where that confidence that they gave in Sasidko by putting him in the top of the order really comes to play. Because you trust him in a spot like this. Camus comes home to Sasidko. Breaking ball, called a strike, and a good first pitch by Camus. Goodman on third, Jones on second, Pupo on first. One of the best chances the Elks have had tonight. Only scratching across 4 runs thus far. 2 of those came in the first, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. Sasidko and Camus, mano y mano with 2 gone. 0-1. Fastball chopped foul up the third baseline, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Sasidko has to shorten up that approach. Even just a base hit would do wonders. Here it comes. Breaking ball. Popped up, foul, up the first baseline, and we'll do it again. One thing about Dmitry Sasidko, and we're learning this early on, but he does not go down without a fight. Each at-bat, regardless of the circumstance. Ultra competitive, fighting down to the wire, and here again, competing. The name of the game. Camus comes set from the third base side. 0-2. Breaking ball, fouled away into the Elks dugout, and Sasidko keeps on battling. We've already seen Daniel Camus susceptible to losing his command a bit. And the longer this at-bat goes, the higher chance Sasidko gets a pitch to drive. Has already walked twice. Camus comes home again. Fastball misses high and inside, almost buzzed the tower of Sasidko. Camus getting more deliberate as each pitch is thrown. Ortega on deck, then Richie Klosik after him. Camus 1-2 with 2 outs. Popped up, shallow left field, tough play, racing in his price, going out is the shortstop in Barty, and he dropped it. 2 runs are gonna score. Sisitko moves up to second. It's 10-6. Dmitry Sisitko put a ball in play and got rewarded. A costly error from Kyson Barty as he dropped a ball in shallow left field. Both Goodman and Jones came in to score. And now Noble Ortega gets to hit with 2 more runners in scoring position. Elks only down by 4. A base hit cuts that in half. Camus' pitch. Fastball misses outside. Do not go anywhere. This one is getting good here late. It was a tough play from Kyson Barney, but one he needed to make. 1-0. Fastball, line, off the umpire, into shallow center. 1 run's going to score, and you hope that Perry Schofield's okay, but it keeps the Elks inning alive. Do you believe it? Noble Ortega safe at first, Dmitry Sisitko safe at third. And on a ball that was tattooed by Ortega, it hits the left thigh of Perry Schofield instead of going into the shortstop Kyson Barney's glove. And the baseball gods have rewarded the Bend Elks again, bringing the tying run to the plate in the form of Richie Klosik. Just moments ago it was 10-4, and now Richie Klosik represents the tying run. Camus comes home. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss, 0-1. With 2 outs, bases loaded, Dmitry Sisitko popped the ball up to shallow left, and it was dropped by the shortstop in Barney. Ranging out. 0-1, swung on and missed, 0-2. And then Noble Ortega smokes the ball off the umpire Perry Schofield just beyond the mound. And it's kept this inning alive. Long look in from Camus. 0-2. Misses outside. It's 1-2. Sisitko on third, Ortega on first. Klosik already with 2 runs batted in tonight, both coming on ground outs. The 1-2. Breaking ball in tight. Good take from Klosik. This inning. How about it? Continuing to roll along. 2-2 with 2 outs. Ortega stealing on the pitch. Fastball called, strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. What do we say, though, going into that frame? If you could just cut it in half, you give yourself a chance. The Elks do just that. 10-7. Do not go anywhere. Bottom 8 coming up when we return. Elks only down by 3. Top of the order coming up for the Marion Berries. Bottom 8, 10-7 the score. Berg, Barney, and Barney. Second inning of work for Keith and Vaquera. Breaking ball misses high. It's 1-0. How about the Elks last inning? Now making this a game. They get 3 of their own on just some peculiar stuff. An error by the shortstop, Kyson Barney, and then a ball that hit the umpire. 1-0 to Berg, runs in tight. And it hit him. Didn't look like initially it caught any flesh, but it does. So Berg will reach. And time is called by Wes Harper. They're going to the bullpen. Not sure if Alan Cox needed a bathroom break, but usually it's the manager that will signal for the new pitcher. This time it's the pitching coach. Keith and Vaquera goes 1 inning plus. His line's still open with no outs recorded. And they're bringing in one of the best relievers so far in the West Coast League season, Josh Jackson. Step aside, few moments, and we're back after this. New pitcher into the ball game for the Bend Elks. It's the righty Josh Jackson, and he'll take on Kyson Barney from the right side. Runner on first, reach via hit by pitch, and Evan Berg. The pitch. Slider runs outside. Josh Jackson from Umpqua Community College has been one of the best relievers for the Bend Elks. And we haven't seen him for a few games, but he's tied for 5th in the entire West Coast League in strikeouts with 8. The pitch, runner goes, fastball misses outside, and the throw from Pfeiffer slips out of his hand into center. Moving up to third on the air is Evan Berg. That is one you do not see every day. Alan Cox is going to go out and have a chat with home plate umpire Derek Dunbar. I'm not sure what the dispute would be. It looked like it was a stolen base attempt from Evan Berg, and the throw just went into center field from Pfeiffer. We'll call it a stolen base and then an error. That's the 3rd error of the night for the Elks. Shooting themselves in the foot and forcing the infield to now come in. Kyson Barney's had himself a nice night. 3 runs batted in and another single on top of it as he swings through the 1-1. Last time that Jackson pitched was May 31st against the Drifters. He has been dominant, though. Electric. 1-2. Got him swinging. Josh Jackson blows the doors off. His first strikeout of this outing. And number 9 on the season. He just gets so much swing and miss on pitches that can still miss middle. Guys can't pick him up. Now Cale Barney. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed on a fastball. Josh Jackson in his last outing shut down the Drifters, got the save, or was actually the winning pitcher in the Elks walk-off win. 0-1. Fastball popped up just to the left of me and out of play. A souvenir. 2 innings pitched in that game for Jackson. No hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. He has been a guy that Wes Harper and crew have really leaned on. Cale Barney 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-2. Fastball, got him swinging. How about it, Josh Jackson? He is flat out dominant. Just blowing it by guys. Evan Berg just waiting at third, but Josh Jackson has entered and been untouchable. Now Matthew Major. Jackson's pitch. Slider misses outside. Major has reached 3 times. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a single. Here it is. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The same story resurfacing itself once again here in Salem of Josh Jackson dominance. The 1-1. Fastball, a grunt, and it misses way outside. Shades of Simon Lemke from a year ago from that funky arm slot from the right side. A dominant reliever. 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Josh Jackson, after the leadoff hit by pitch given up by Keith and Vaquera, entered and struck out the Barney twins. Now in a 2-strike count with Matthew Major. Looking to keep this momentum going into the top of the 9th. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Evan Berg's going to come in and score. And Matthew Major with a huge RBI single to stop the Elks rally. Because they were starting to feel it for a moment. But a great night for Matthew Major rolls on. He's reached 4 out of his 5 plate appearances. Now Martin Serrano. Jackson's pitch runs in tight, gets by Pfeiffer, and moving up to second is Matthew Major. Jackson was close to escaping. But after that 2-out RBI single from Matthew Major, in a pickle. All the big hits for Marion have come with 2 outs tonight, as the 1-0 is skied to left field. Sisitko went back initially, now comes in, reaches up, and makes the catch to end the inning. 1 left on, 1 across. Matthew Major with a big 2-out RBI single to get some more momentum on Marion's side. They lead by 4 going into the 9th. The Elks need some magic to avoid the sweep here on the Bend Elks YouTube channel. Top of the ninth inning, new pitcher into the ballgame for the Marion Berries. It's David Roberts, the lefty. Isaac Pfeiffer digging in. Take a fastball up. Elks trail 11-7, 11-7 in the hit column as well. Looking to mount a late comeback to avoid the sweep. Pfeiffer's 0 for 4. 1-0 heater, called a strike. It's 1-1. Pfeiffer, Sims, and Goodman this frame. Wind in the 1-1. Fouled right back. It's 1-2. Not David Roberts, the coach of the Los Angeles Dodgers, but the pitcher for the Marion Berries, who was on the Berries a year ago as well. No appearances so far this season, though, for the Berries. This is his first. 1-2. Fastball misses up. Getting that leadoff runner on in an inning like this is critical. To start that momentum off. 2-2. Changeup, just a hair outside. David Roberts was walking off the mound, anticipating Florida snap it down to third and start the throw around. But instead, the at-bat rolls on. Right back on the rubber. 3-2. Change up, ball 4. A leadoff walk to Isaac Pfeiffer, and the Elks are in business here in the ninth. Good at-bat from Pfeiffer, who got to 2 strikes early. Going to keep Deuce Sims in here, even left on left. 1 for 3 tonight. A single and a walk. Roberts' pitch. Fastball misses up. I'll reiterate myself, sound like a broken record from a couple of frames ago. But the one thing you can't do in a game like this is give up free passes and give the Elks a free rally. They'll throw over to check on the runner, and they got him. Alan Cox wants a balk, and they call it a balk. The initial signal from base umpire Perry Schofield looked like he threw out Isaac Pfeiffer, but he says that David Roberts' pickoff move crossed that imaginary line from a lefty pitcher perspective and results in Pfeiffer to get a free trip to second base on a balk. Quick chat from head coach Tucker Brack, but nothing more. Runner on second now with no outs. The 1-0. Fastball called a strike. So that adds to the plot, thickening just a bit. One. Fastball misses outside. Deuce Sims, a lot of power in that stick from the left side, but just a base hit would do the trick here. Keep the line moving is the main objective. 2-1 to Sims. Called a strike on the outside corner, just got it. Goodman on deck, and then it would be Kevin Ferruta. Just a couple of fans sticking around in the cold. 2-2. Misses down and outside, a full count. Elks dugout starting to get into it. Sims rewarded the start tonight after all that hard work and practice. 3-2. Fastball misses outside, ball 4. Here we go. Back-to-back walks from David Roberts. And the Marion Berries are keeping the Elks game in the game with these free passes. 11 total walks for the Marion Berries pitching staff. And the batter is Will Goodman. Pitch home. Fastball groove down the middle, and that will give David Roberts a boost of confidence to get back on track. Goodman, out of Bend, Oregon, has had a great day at the plate. 2 hits and reached on a walk his last time. 0-1. Just misses low on the fastball, one the Berries dugout wanted. Very soft-spoken as Will Goodman just goes about his work. Looking to show it here. 1-1. Misses low, it's 2-1. And you hear the cheers, the screams from the Elks dugout starting to echo. They can feel the wheels coming off for David Roberts in real time with Kevin Ferruta on deck, who's already been in so many big spots before. 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. Goodman way out in front on that one. Pfeiffer on second, Sims on first, no outs, top 9. Elks trail by 4, but in business. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and in tight. Could have gone either way, but a great take by Goodman and another 3-ball count. The biggest pitch of the game up to this point. Right now. Roberts looks in to his catcher in Flora. The 3-2. Check swing, misses in tight, ball 4. The bases have been loaded on 3 straight walks with nobody out, and the tying run is coming to the plate in the form of Kevin Ferruta. Those 3 runs the Elks got home in the 8th have opened the door for moments like this. Ferruta in night 1 of this series. A bases clearing double. How about another? Pitch home is a fastball that misses low. And you can hear that Elks dugout starting to get more into it by the pitch. As David Roberts continues to see ghosts. Cannot find it right now. 1-0 to Ferruta. Not close. 2-0. Missing up and in tight. This is just a rally gifted on a silver platter to the Bend Elks in the series finale. The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Might have chased ball 3 on a pitch just above the belt. But you trust Kevin Ferruta with how many big swings he's come up with. 4 runs batted in. 2-1, big swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Fruta now just looking to shorten up. Put a ball in the outfield and keep the line moving with Braden Jones on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball popped up. Foul territory down the right field line and goes foul as Cale Barney watches it trail out of play. The walk to Pfeiffer, the walk to Sims, the walk to Goodman. How we're here now with the bases loaded and nobody gone. Fruta doubled earlier in the 6th. Has been a double machine and has found himself consistently in this starting lineup because of it. 2-2 once more. Fastball skied deep down the right field line. Trailing his major. He reaches up and he dropped it! He dropped it! 1 run will score. Everybody has to hold up because they thought he was going to catch it. But 1 run is in and the bases are still loaded with nobody out. Another costly error from the Marion Berries. And it's 11-8. And Alan Cox is going to go to the bench, bringing in Marcus Galvin, who has been as steady as they come for the Elks as a hitter. The man out of GCU has been in the lineup practically every day, but got a day off to rest the legs. Isaac Pfeiffer starting at catcher. David Roberts, 4 batters faced, has still not recorded an out. Marcus Galvin. He was in there yesterday, got on base. Game 1 had himself an RBI. Left on left. First pitch, called a strike. This is not a traditional move that you see. Bringing in a pinch hitter so you get the left on left. They would have had it anyway with Braden Jones. But Alan Cox just showing the confidence he has in Marcus Galvin. 0-1. Fastball misses high. Your runner, Sims on third, Goodman on second, Fruta on first. If you believe it, Marcus Galvin represents the go-ahead run. 1-1. Fastball called a strike just at the knees. David Roberts has gotten back into the zone, but has had a tough time finishing the job. 1-2. Fastball fouled away. A nubber got jammed, was Galvin up the third baseline. Has a pair of runs batted in, but entering this AB, an average hovering right around 300, just below at 286. All of the infield is back, looking to roll 2. The 1-2. Fastball grounded foul up the third baseline just by Deuce Sims, and we'll do it again. A poised hitter is Marcus Galvin. You look at the numbers at GCU, an average around 200. You wonder how, after watching him take at-bats here in Bend, has been as steady as ever. Slight choke up from the left side. 1-2. Fastball just a bit away. It's 2-2. On deck is Eli Pupo, then Dimitri Sisidko in the top of this order. Waiting patiently. Still nobody gone. Count even at 2, the pitch. Got him swinging on a breaking ball. There's 1 out. Still a long way to go if you're David Roberts. Have to go against Eli Pupo. Pupo with a pair of walks so far tonight. The pitch. Fastball just a bit away. Good take. The Bend Elks dugout knows that they have David Roberts in the palm of their hand. And after each ball, an echo, a thunderous one from the third base side. 1-0 fastball, called a strike on the outside corner. Sims on third, Goodman on second, Ferruda on first. Pupo just needs a base hit to keep the line moving. The 1-1. Fastball, sky down the left field line and out of play. It's 1-2. Pupo, another kid from Bend, in the ninth inning of a game a couple of days ago on Sunday night. Got on base with an infield single. It kept the line moving for a Dmitry Sisidko big hit. 1-2. Fastball fouled right back, and you can maybe see stages of that Sunday night at Geta maybe reviving itself on a Thursday night in Chemeketa with Sisidko waiting just a few feet away on deck. Roberts and Pupo in a battle. 1-2. Fastball down and away. Pupo continuing to fight. The product out of Bend with some lofty goals this summer to be an all-star. Can show the world right now. 2-2. Good take on a filthy slider down and away, and another 3-ball count. 3-2, 1 out, bases loaded. Elks down 3. Roberts uncoils and comes home. Slider misses outside, ball 4. David Roberts has walked in a run. It's 11-9. An RBI walk for Eli Pupo, the 4th of the inning. And here is Dmitry Sisidko. His time is called. The pitching coach for the Marion Berries, Lindsey McGarger, is going to walk out and chat with Roberts. The bullpen now starting to get hot for the Berries. If you think back to Sunday night, Dmitry Sisidko stepped up in the 9th inning against the Springfield Drifters. In that situation, there was 2 outs, but a couple of men on base, and he blooped a flare single into shallow right that brought in the game-tying run. Sent the Elks to extra innings, where they ultimately won the ball game 8-7. And the newly committed member of Coppin State and Sisidko got the nod to lead off tonight. And hits in the biggest moment of the game. A base hit would tie it. Goodman on third, Ferruda on second. Pupo, who just walked on first. David Roberts still on an island. The pitch home is a fastball, then misses outside. The Elks entered the 8th inning down 10-4, and they're knocking on the door. 1-0. Fastball foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. Sisidko went to one knee. He took such a big hack. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here it is. Outside, ball 2. You rarely see a pitcher just struggle so hard to find the strike zone, and David Roberts is laboring with no help. 2-1. Fastball in tight. 3 balls and 1 strike. And David Roberts is on the brink of walking in another run. 11-9 the score. Sisidko in a hitter's count can look for just 1 pitch, 1 spot. The pitch. Fastball grounded up the middle, fielded by Barney. He goes to second for 1, throw to first on 1 hop, dug out, and that will end the ball game. Baseball is a funny game, how things can change on just one swing. And you felt that way on the Elks side for a lot of it, down 10-4 entering the 8th inning. They do their thing, come all the way back, knock on the door, but ultimately drop it 11-9. Dmitry Sisitko, who was good all night, he reached in 3 of his plate appearances. Bounded a ball into the ground to the shortstop and Barney. He was close enough to second where all he had to do was nab the ball, touch the base, throw to first, and the game was over. A base hit there and we're still playing. It's 11-11. I always love looking at the positives first in a game. Let's give it up for these Elks and their resilience. You get swept, but it felt very similar to what we said about the Drifters getting swept in the Elks opening series. It could have gone either way. The Elks lost Game 1 by 1 run, Game 2 by 1 run, and in Game 3 when it looked like they were going to get blown out, they were 1 swing away from tying it. Just lost by 2. But that's baseball. A couple of balls bounce here and there, and it's a different series. But the Elks got behind the 8 ball because of the pitching. 8 runs allowed in the first 3 frames. The Marion Bats woke up, a team that entered tonight with the worst batting average in the West Coast League. Got things going offensively. 11 hits, and props to them for that. But some costly errors, loads of walks. David Roberts not finding it at all, walking 4 batters in the 9th inning. Somehow got out of it. And credit to Tucker Brack, because for a coach to stick with a pitcher in that situation who clearly doesn't have his A stuff and say, you're going to get us these outs, and he did. That is loads of confidence, and the Berries get it done. The number 1 team in the West Coast League in just their 2nd year running. The Marion Berries are 5-1. Sweeping the Bend Elks, who moved to 3-3 after starting the season 3-0. It's a tough one, a tough pill to swallow, but what do they say? You got to go 500 on the road and you'll be just fine. Elks have a chance this weekend at Walla Walla. 6:35 first pitch tomorrow night. We'll be with you on Bend Elks YouTube. Your final lines before we sign off. 11 runs for the Berries, 9 for the Elks, 11 hits for Marion, 7 for the Elks, 2 errors for Marion, and 3 for Bend. Had a great time up here in Salem. It is cold though, so I'm happy to go inside after this. But the Elks, another tough loss. They keep knocking on the door. But remember, a whole lot of season to be played. And we'll be with you for it all. Aiden O'Neill one final time. We'll see you